What is going on, guys? So as you guys saw by the title, this is a video I've wanted to make for a very long time. It's not ready. Like, I wanted to think about it more, but I'm always telling you guys, start before you're ready. So I've literally wrote this stuff down and I'm just going to freestyle it from here. Top 5 mistakes that I made when starting YouTube, and I hope that this can help you guys, for you guys thinking of starting one as well. So number 1, first mistake that I made is I let the numbers, like, almost in a way like haunt me. You guys know anything about YouTube is trying to get to that first 100, like trying to get those first 100 subscribers. And I can remember that, like, I don't even remember how long it took, like a couple months to get the first 100 subscribers. And I just kept putting content out there, and instead of letting that 100 subscribers mark like motivate me, I let it haunt me, and it frustrated me. And I was checking every single day, like, did I get a subscriber, did I gain one? And I realized that that was distracting me from what I should have been doing, which was focused on content, which at that time, if you guys have seen any of my earlier videos, it was me sitting down in front of a camera, just what I do basically in the podcast, the daily podcast, LukeLifeCharms, if you guys don't know. Basically, that's what I was doing on here before I found out what a vlog was. And I think that by letting the numbers haunt me instead of motivate me, it just took away my focus on where it should have been. Number 2, this might come as a surprise, but one mistake that I made, and is probably maybe one of the top mistakes, is that I told people that I know, I told them about my YouTube channel. And for me, that was a mistake, because I feel like I should have just put it out there and focused so much on content. Then maybe once I had 15, 20, 30 videos out, then I could tell people, or if they asked me about it, I could. But I feel like, you know, I made the first video, then I shared it, then I wrote private messages to my friends and people that I know, like, hey, can you check this out? And I feel like that was kind of a mistake. You know, I had people that I knew that I sent it to that didn't give me any feedback, and that was like, wow, how can they not tell me anything about it? Or they didn't even watch it. Or, you know, I put a lot of my things to motivate me, and that positive affirmations, that stuff, I thought I was gonna get it from my people that I knew saying, Luke, that's great, keep it up. You know, I got that from a lot of people. I got a lot of feedback, positive, but I also got a lot of feedback and no feedback from people who I thought should have done it. And if I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't tell anyone about it that I knew until I had at least enough content out there that it wasn't just one video. Because I found out that I was sending it to one person or sending it to a bunch of people, and I was sitting back and waiting for a response. And that's a little mistake that I wish I could redo. The third mistake I made is that I overthought everything. I overthought the content. I overthought the thumbnails. I overthought the titles. I overthought the hashtags. I overthought what cameras I needed. You know, all this stuff. Yes, it is, in a way, it's very important. The thumbnail is important, or else people won't click on it. The title is important, or people won't find it. But at the same time, I overthought it. And because I overthought it, it held me back and didn't allow me to produce content. I was focused more on, like, okay, well, I don't know what to name. You know, my channel was delayed 3 weeks because I couldn't think of a name for it. You know, and I overthought so many things. And, you know, even LukeLifeCharms, this is a name that came up, and I was like, this doesn't mean anything. No one's gonna ever remember LukeLifeCharms. And, you know, at the same time, at that time I was reading the book by Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think it's called Total Recall, I believe. Or, yeah, something like this. And he was saying that no one could pronounce his name, and he was so worried about it. And this almost made him not do anything. And now Schwarzenegger is a household name. Everyone knows Schwarzenegger. And that's what made me think, like, the name doesn't matter. Do quality stuff and people will remember the name. The fourth mistake that I made that I believe was really important was I would try to explain and tell my channel to people who didn't inquire about it, or who didn't ask about it, to people who I felt like, oh, maybe they'd be interested. And I would tell them all about it. And I realize now that the people who are interested in it, they usually ask. If I go around and say, if people ask me what I do, I say, yeah, I make YouTube videos. And they say, oh, okay. And then we start talking about normal stuff. They're not interested. And I prefer to spend my time explaining and helping people who want to know about it and who can benefit from it, than trying to convince someone who doesn't really care about it to care. And I feel like that was one little kind of mistake I made, because that as well took my focus off of what was important, which was the content that was being created. And the fifth mistake that I made, and I don't know if it was a mistake, but it was something that I didn't realize when I started YouTube, was thinking that it was about the views. It was about having people know this channel and watch and show up every day. And now I realized about a year and a half ago, I realized that it's so much more than just content creation. You know, making videos, it's not for me just making a video for you guys to watch and after that's it and whatever. No, it's about the community. I had no idea the power of this community. You guys here, you guys watching this video, if this is your first video you've ever watched on my channel, you're in this community. You're embraced, you're always welcome here. And I had no idea the people that I would attract to my channel. And you know, I didn't know that was possible with video. You know, I know me being an individual how I am, the people that I attract, the demographics of the people that I attract in my real life they can be anywhere. You know, my friends know when I show up somewhere with some people who I just met, you don't know who I'm gonna show up with. They can be someone from 65 years old to people who are 16 years old and 19 years old and 45 years. It's always from all ethnic, all places in the world. And I didn't know that was possible with video. I didn't know that I'd attract and we'd have a community and a bond like this, and that the community would play such a huge role in my life. You know, it's almost a speechless kind of thing that to have people there. You know, we live in a world that's so fast and everyone is on the move, and you guys who show up here every day, who leave comments, who send me emails, who write me to check on how I'm doing, and you know, we have back and forth conversations. I've talked to hundreds, maybe thousands of you, and you know, it's just an amazing feeling. And I guess for me, you know, just to get off topic and a little bit about me is, you know, if you guys are new or you don't know, you know, I left home at 17 years old, you know, and I went to college in Kentucky, which is in America, in the middle, you know, and I'm from Cleveland, so I was away from my family. I had to be part of a college community where people are coming in and leaving and coming in and leaving, and you lose contact with a lot of people. And you know, from there I went to Australia and went to 31 hours away from where I'm from, and I had to make my own community there, my own tribe, my own friends were there. You know, people that I love to this day and talk to this day are there. And after that, I had to leave there after 2 years, and I had to go to Germany, and I had to start to rebuild my own community and rebuild a tribe and people that I know, and reshare a lot of stories so they could get to know me. And you know, and from there I went to the south of France and was there for 5 years, and you know, and had a family in Barcelona and my friends and everything. Then having to leave there, and now here in Burke. And you know, I've always been moving around so much, and I have such a crazy life sometimes. It's almost impossible for even my family to keep up with all the things that I'm doing. And you know, that's tough sometimes. Maybe I make it seem easy, but it can be really tough a lot of times, you know. And for me, it's especially around the holidays, you know, America around Thanksgiving time. You know, I haven't been in my city for Thanksgiving the last maybe 15 years, you know, and being on the move and on the go, it's amazing to have almost like a family that's here. And I'm not talking about hundreds of thousands of people who have watched certain travel videos I've done and all that kind of stuff. That's great. I'm glad they were able to come here and get value, and then they could have a great trip, and they usually send me an email or a thank you or something like this, and that's great. But the community, the people who are here every day, the people who are tuning into the podcast, the people who I speak to, the people who I know, you know, John, Mikola, Aga, you know, I could go on, Joey, Stacy, I could think of Dusty. These are just the names at the top of my head, you know, that I can think of, and everyone, you know, off the top of my brain, of people who are people that I recognize. And it's not just one person who liked the video. This is actually a person. Like, they have their own life, they have their own experiences, they have their own things that they can share and they bring to the table, and we're able to exchange value. And I didn't know the power of YouTube was like that, and I'm forever thankful. And I always convince people and try to get people to do it. And you know, I think it's just such an amazing feeling, and I want to thank you guys so much for that. And it's one reason why I think everyone should build something instead of going around searching, trying to find your tribe to fit in, your group to fit in. You create something that will bring other people to you, you know. And I find that that has been a huge key. And you know, I'm forever grateful to it. You know, it's when people ask me about it, you know, how can you wake up at 6 and you make videos and then you got to edit them, and then you have 2 trainings you have to go to that day, and then you have all this stuff. How are you able to do it? And you know, I take a line from one of my favorite movies, which is Black Hawk Down, and the guy asked the Navy SEAL after the 3rd time he's going out to get more people. The Navy SEAL, he's like, why are you going out there again, man? How are you gonna do it? And the Navy SEAL responded like this, why he was going back out there. He said, when I go home, people ask me, what are you, some kind of war junkie? And he's like, I don't say a thing. He's like, I don't say a thing, because they won't understand. They won't understand. It's about the man beside you, and that's it. You know, and one of my dreams was to be a Navy SEAL, you know, and if I wasn't a basketball player, I'd be a fireman. I always want to be part of a team and help people, and I don't care if I don't get the credit or not. You know, Navy SEALs risk their lives and make do the biggest things, and they don't get credit, and I was fine with that. And it's all because it's not about me. You know, the fact that I have to lose a little sleep and I have to work and I have training in a couple hours, but I'm working. It's something that I believe in, and I believe that it's about you guys. And you know, if I'm the type, if you gave me $50,000 and you told me to feed an entire city with this money, I would spend the $50,000 on influencing and impacting 50,000 people to go out there and each of them to go and help 10,000 people. And we've expanded like this. And I think that's the power of this community. You guys here, like, you guys mean so much to me. I always hope you guys always realize that. And I know I got a little bit off topic, but I feel like this is something I need to share from the heart. Hope you guys create things. Hope you guys, this video helped you guys. I just feel like it was something I should have made a long time ago. Something I should have made a long time ago and I didn't. But I want to thank you guys so much for following me and staying on my journey, and you guys putting your input in and helping me as I help you guys, and we have an exchange, and that's the most beautiful part. Thank you guys again. Hope this video helped you out. Feel free to leave a comment. I'll be in the comments after I post this video, and I'll talk to you guys all again soon. And everyone have a beautiful day, and all of you always remember to work hard, be brave, and don't forget to smile. Ciao.